Well, what a 20-19 victory for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We have been talking for a long time about this squad finally winning in primetime. They get it done. They also seek redemption for what Mike Evans called one of the worst losses of his career in Houston, figure out a way to win. And Baker Mayfield said it best, just like he said it after Atlanta. These were games they were not winning 1 year ago, and they are finding ways to win. He also said they are not even close to good enough in all three phases, and they're still finding ways to win. So before we even get into any of the talking points, the analysis of the game, going 2-0, by the way, Todd Bowles, 8-0 all-time in weeks 1 and 2 as Tampa Bay's head coach. Going 2-0 to begin the season is huge. Statistically speaking, since the merger in 1970, about 65% of teams that go 2-0 find their way to the playoffs. So this is a really good step for the team that while they're giving, maybe if Atlanta was a C-ish performance, this was probably closer to the B's, but they're getting the win. So great. That's a check. Also, let me just talk about Baker Mayfield. Sir, you are a certified dog. This guy is someone who will lead you into battle, who forget about the all-22 stuff we're going to look at later in the week. I don't care about that right now. He carried this team to a victory. He is such a leader on the field, and he was playing banged up. I'm sure he's going to feel like crap entering Tuesday morning and to get himself ready on a short week against the Jets in the home opener. But this is the guy you want at quarterback, right? An absolute gamer. He's just going to find a way. He's going to will it. And he hasn't always been successful in the past, but what we have seen from him back-to-back weeks, love it. Just, my goodness, the intangibles, all the stuff in that locker room, you rally around a guy like Baker Mayfield. And then let's continue with the positives. Bucky Irving and Rachaad White. Easily, and I don't know the numbers, easily has to be one of the most efficient games of Rachaad White's career. And just off the eye test, one of the best games that we have seen Rachaad White play. And I know he wasn't getting an abundance of touches like he has in the past with this franchise, but man, did he look good in this contest. And then Bucky Irving, 121 total yards. Like, this is what we thought entering the year this rushing attack could be. We didn't really see it week 1. We saw it Monday night. Even if you remove the 3 carries and 33 yards from Baker Mayfield, the rushing attack went well over 100 yards. It was about 27 carries, 136 between Bucky and Rachaad. That will do. Certainly, even without Luke Gedeke in the fold in this makeshift offensive line, which we'll get to. But certainly, you love seeing that. Also, you love seeing a lot of stuff from this defense. Levante David is going to be kicking himself all week for dropping that interception, which could have been a pick 6. It could have iced this game. For the second straight week, there's a ball just floating out there, not caught, and it's something that Todd Bowles preached all throughout training camp. We saw it all throughout training camp. We saw it all throughout the preseason. And now we still have yet to see an interception from this team. It's a problem. You have to pick those balls off, and it's going to cost you in the future if you don't figure out a way to do it. Regardless of that missed opportunity from Levante David, the Texans, they only had 12 first downs in the game. They only totaled 266 yards. Yes, they averaged 5.8 yards per play. There were a handful of chunk plays in there. Servassier Dennis, again, up and down the start of these games with the running backs being receivers, just getting annihilated. That's got to be fixed. Certainly something that we're keying in on moving forward, but that fourth down stop and the goal line stop, I should say, in general, they get Nico Collins down there at the 2. Looks like the Texans are about to, get a lead, get a touchdown, and the defense comes up huge. Back-to-back stops, and then C.J. Stroud misses 2 throws, just excellent work. So a lot of positives to take away defensively speaking, even though it got dicey there at the end and they gave up the 19 points. Having said that, so those are all the positives. Those were the big takeaways. Negative, special teams, just truly awful. I mean, the special teams, outside of Chase McLaughlin missing field goals in week 1, I thought that was one of the best special teams performances we have seen under Todd Bowles. And this was probably up there for the worst. Just truly horrific. Chase McLaughlin misses another chippy. I don't see how you can't bring in a kicker for at least a workout to at least nudge Chase, like, hey, we got to figure this stuff out. I'm not here saying to give up on Chase McLaughlin after what he did last year. But sometimes kickers are like relief pitchers. One year, you're out there with a beautiful, 1 point something ERA, tons of strikeouts, so on and so forth. And the next year is just, you lost it. Like, that's sometimes how I feel kickers and relief pitchers are related. And Chase, through 2 games in a dome, missing chippies, just you cannot do that. Like, you simply cannot. So the sense of urgency at the kicker position is now here, and I'm not ready to say he's got to move on, but Chase is on the clock. Also had a blocked punt, which, it could have been blocked the two previous times before it actually was blocked. You had great kick returns from the Texans. You had an amazing punt return at the end of that game, which should have been a flag, was called. Then it was taken away for some reason. But still, just a lot of problems there in special teams that need to be fixed. And then with the injuries, Luke Gedeke entered this game, foot issue, starts, looks like he was going to gut through it, and then in the first quarter goes down, re-aggravates it. I would be shocked if he was going to play Sunday against the Jets. Kalijah Kancey, certainly not going to play Sunday against the Jets. Todd Bowles intimated that it could be a serious injury. The team is hoping that it's a strain. If it's a strain, certainly a shorter-term issue, but he's going to be shelved for a little bit. If it's a tear, Kalijah Kancey is likely lost for the season, and that is going to be a brutal blow for this defensive line because Kancey, Yaya, Reddick, Vita, that 4 was underrated, and that was the whole game plan entering the season, is this 4-man rush, and it just doesn't work the same without one of those bodies. Elijah Roberts is a guy you should know. Hopefully he can fulfill some of the duties there that Kalijah can do. Certainly I believe in him as a pass rusher right now, getting to the quarterback. He's really good there. It's just learning the run game, and so he's going to be thrown into the fire. Liked him coming out of SMU. I certainly think he's a good prospect to watch out for and someone who's going to have to step up if Kalijah Kancey's out a long time. Emeka Egbuka was banged up in this game. You can tell he was running across motions and he was trying to lay blocks, and he was really fighting it. And he's also a guy that you got to wonder, is he going to be able to turn it around for Sunday? And certainly, Baker Mayfield, he's probably going to be out there against the Jets, but he took a beating. So they won the battle. They lost a couple soldiers along the way, but they're 2-0, and that is always going to make you feel a lot better entering the facility, icing up, getting recovery, and gutting it through the next week than if you got the loss. So they got it done. But certainly a lot to clean up, and very excited to see this team play in Raymond James Stadium for the first time.